pack.
Hello.
2x2 results.
Nice. Oh, yeah, confirmed.
Gotcha. All right.
2x2 results.
All right.
They're all behind there, and they moved some of the dividers. So they'll hear the tune.
Are these mics on?
Probably, some.
Okay.
As he told us, it would be done for...
Okay, I found out stuff about Andre J. So. Okay.
Okay. So, just a quick announcement.
It's the literal order of
We are...
to first of the second semi-final.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Antoine came 20th.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Audio is
And we were
back,
told that
yes.
Antoine will be sitting on the right.
Yeah.
So, we are, at the moment, we just got the results for 2x2. So, Kevin Gerhardt with the 186 got third place. Martin Egdahl with the 165 got second, and only 0.03 of a second faster, Anthony Padarakis with the 162, the European champion. It ended up with Timon getting a 2.3 and a 2.4 on his last two solves, which bumped him just above Kevin. And then Rasmus's last solve was a 4.0, meaning that he had a counting 3.79.
He needed a 132 to win.
Which is unfortunate. He did need a 132 to win, but that's definitely not an easy solve, and very few people did better than Antoni on that one. The only one actually being Matthias Uvestin, who was already out with a counting 3.58.
The mic is on, by the way.
Yeah,
Don't worry. I have some dirt on him.
Hello, does it work?
So yes, it is Dana Yu here. So we are just doing the last preparations right now, and at the streaming desk we have Dana Yee, myself, James Malloy, Eric Ackersdyke, and Keaton Ellis, and we will be doing all of your commentary for the finals.
Yeah, so the idea for this setup is that we've got two teams of two that are going to be covering one of the two solvers during the finals. James and Dana are going to be taking all of the odds, so we've got starting from 19 Entree all the way up to number 1 Alexander. And Eric and I are going to be taking the evens, so 20th place from Antoine all the way up to Philip Weyer in second place. Raise the mic volume. Yeah, Eric Ackersdyke, 7.08 himself.
that's right.
Yeah,
How'd you do
indeed.
with this competition, Eric?
Not that great. I made 5 of 5 finals, which was nice.
Wow,
I didn't expect
nice.
that.
Chat, how's the mic volume now? Is it better for everyone?
How'd you do in 3x3?
Yeah, not that good. I had 2+2s in the semi-finals. That was unfortunate.
That's
I would
painful.
not have made finals anyway. I mean, I'm not good enough.
That's painful.
I saw you didn't make finals yourself either.
Yeah, unfortunately, I ended up with, I started with the 7.8, 8.8, and 7.5. Things felt good, but I did forget to stop the timer on one of those solves, so I ended up with a 13 instead of a mid-8.
Ouch.
And then to round things off, I ended up getting a 9.7. So I've had better averages, but sometimes that just happens. I believe I was around the 40 mark, yeah, 38. So you can see exactly.
All right. Yeah, unfortunate. It would be cool if you would have made finals as well.
Yeah, but it seems like a lot of that happened to people with the worst solves being the last two. Linus Lauren, the new Finnish national record holder who got 777 in the previous round, had the exact same thing happen to him. And at these large competitions, especially when it's hot and you're a little jet lagged, it can get to you. It can definitely get to you.
Just a little.
All right, so we've got a question asking, could you make it full screen when they're solving? Yeah, so if we just explain a bit how it's going to work. So as you can see on screen right now, we've got the left timer and the right timer. So the right timer is going to be all of the even numbered qualifiers, and the left side is going to be the odd numbered qualifiers. You can see below who the person is, where they qualified, and all of the times that they have so far. And you'll see at the bottom it says min average and max average. After 4 solves, it automatically calculates what the best they can get is and what the worst they can get is. So you can sort of see how they can potentially do. And yes, when the competitor starts inspecting, that timer will be shown full screen so you can see it in all its glory.
James, if someone gets a +2, can you do the and that's a bad miss?
When Harry's announced reviews, he's mentioned it's his birthday, so we're going to send happy birthday.
Oh no,
He has said to me that every time they get a +2, just draw 2 cards.
In that case,
Yeah, no, those.
And then do you have to skip?
stream ratio.
and he just overperforms every event.
Just to get this.
Just give it some flavour, some spice.
That flag double, like a double +2. You touched the cube and you didn't solve.
So James, do you know if there will be any music when the competitors come on stage?
That is a good question, Eric. I'm not sure. Let's find out.
All right, stay tuned.
We'll
Yeah.
see when Antoine goes up.
Yes. It's likely that there won't be music going up, just because, unfortunately, we couldn't use the main hall speaker system. It was very, very bad quality, and so the speaker system we have set up is a bit of a DIY project. So it is unlikely we'll have walk-up music, but I don't think it'll be any less
I
epic.
think it should have been enough people
All
for
right.
you to get it, but you're annoyed at how many people there were.
So there was a comment in the chat that says that they're going to come back for the top 10, and I highly recommend against doing that. I would recommend staying for the entire thing, simply because of the quality of all the solvers here, and the fact that because we have no favorite, there is a really good shot that people are going to be able to do well. 12th seed is Cornelius Diekman, and I would hate to miss his solves for the
Yep,
world.
and we've got 14 and 15, Dario Roa and Kieran Bean. They can easily get sub-7 averages. Like,
I never know how to reverse it.
who can win this? It can be anyone.
Right.
It's it's basically just
Antoine,
something like this.
ranked number 20, is the only sort of odd cross solver here in the bunch. Everyone here in this final is doing CFOP. Number 35 was Alex Lau, and so as the fastest Rue user, everyone ahead of him is using the same method. And so,
Except Jules Desjardins, he does cross on left.
okay.
Cross on
But-
left usually does very well at European Championships. James?
Yep, Sergei Ryabko won 2 years running in 2012 and 2014.
However, cross and left made it as high as 24th in this round, and so pretty standard CFOP, except for maybe if you count VLS as a different thing. You've got maths there.
Somebody's
third
just
place.
asked when it'll start. They are literally just doing the last tiny bits of preparation at the back at the moment to just shield off all of the competitors from seeing any times. So we're hopefully going to be starting very, very soon. So, Keaton, who is your favorite to win?
Oh man, like it's really hard to make these predictions because there are quite a few people who just have a really good shot at the top. But in terms of consistency throughout the rounds, James and I were talking about this earlier, and in terms of his recent ER and just ability to perform in competition, I'm going to have to say with my prediction that Philip Weyer is going to be taking it. I think he's the most likely to be able to do it, and I think I see him taking the European champion title 2 years in a row, or 2 comps in a row.
Yep, that's a pretty good prediction. And what do you think, Eric?
To make it even a little bit more interesting, I would prefer to say another name, but I would agree. Yeah, Philip is really consistent. He's been doing so well for the past couple of competitions, and he's also very confident. You know, I talked to him a lot the last few days, and he's really confident that he can win.
Great. And Dana, who's your pick to win? I know.
There's so many good people in this round. I really don't know. It could go anyway because these people are moving around through the past few rounds.
Yep, you got to pick one.
I just want to say Mats because he's fairly consistent in finals.
Yep. Okay, yeah, and so I want to go for maybe not so much an underdog, but a little bit of an underdog. Somebody who's come very close so many times before, but I think Mats Valk is going to pick up the win this time.
Oh, I'm definitely rooting for him, of course. You know, the Netherlands has a very bad, bad history in the big tournaments. There are so many people that have come second. So we have in '82, Guus became second at the World Championships. Then Ike became second a few times, and Mats also became second on very big competitions. So it's really about time that the Netherlands would take home a big prize now.
Yeah, and do you guys have a dark horse, Dana? Do you think there's anyone who could come and upset the tournament?
I think Cornelius could pull it off
Yeah.
because he did get that 4 in the first round.
Yeah, he's definitely got the talent. It's
Yes,
just
he
if he
does.
can keep it together.
Yeah.
And Eric, what do you think?
I'll go with Martin. He did a really good average in the previous round. In the second round, he pulled off sub 7. So yeah, he can certainly do it. How about you, Keaton?
So for my pick, I really think that in terms of the dark horse, I'd like to see someone who may not have 3x3 as their main event, but is very good at it, and with the pressure of the competition, maybe not being on their shoulders as much because it's not their main event. I think that Kieran has a really good shot at it, just because he's already gotten his titles for 5x5 and 6x6, which were his main things. I talked to him earlier in the competition, and he said that 6 was his main thing that he'd been practicing, and that winning the 6x6 European Championship was his main goal. And so now that he's gotten that off his chest, 3x3 finals is really just an added benefit. And so I think if anyone would be able to beat the pressure and solve well, it would be Kieran.
Yep, and he's performed really well in finals before in UK Championship. So yeah, definitely one to look out for. I can see in chat we've got some picks. We've got Mats to win, Alexandre, Philippe, Mats.
Yeah, and Kian right there, Kian Mansour, is called Philippe first, Kevin second, and Alexander third. So he's got all 3 of his ducks lined up in a row, and I think we might be able to see some of that. In terms of the placement of people in the semifinals, how do you think that someone who may feel like he should be at the top, such as Cornelius, feels being in 12 seed? Do you think that it might help him that he can go earlier, or do you think it's going to hurt him in the sense that he feels a little bit more pressure to perform well?
Oh, I think it's definitely a help to perform earlier to solve earlier in the round. When you're one of the last up, like if you're Alexandre or Philippe in the last set, everyone's watching you, everyone's expecting you to do well.
And also, you have to sit through everybody and listen to all the cheering.
We want to start right now.
Well,
So be ready to announce the...
I would think Cornelius does feel a lot of pressure because he missed out on a few big finals already. We know that he can do very well, but he does not very good normally in the high pressure round. So I'm really curious what he will do.
I mean, his previous NR, the 558 that he had, was in the finals of the German Open, which was a head-to-head style. So
True.
he has had some shaky performances at large competitions recently. Missing out on World Finals is always just a really painful thing because it's hard to stay on top of your game for the next 2 years. But I think he's got a good shot here.
Well, he's got that 483 from the first round in his pocket, so that must give him some confidence.
Right, or at least some relief that he's already performed very well for this competition, that he doesn't have to, try and prove himself, either to himself or to anyone out there.
Yeah. So we've got 3. Are we still missing?
So do we expect the 483 to be beaten in the finals?
It's going to be hard to say. I will say, however, that there is a good scramble. We're going to see quite a good number of results.
And there's
very similar solutions.
And Connie, that's
Also, with 20 people, the chances of a skip is quite high.
Right, but at the same time, if a lot of these people are doing the same solutions, there may be entire competitors who literally do the exact same move as someone else, and it's only mattering as to who turns faster in these situations.
So actually 20 competitors with 5 attempts, that's 100 souls. So statistics say that we should see at least 1 PLL skip.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit more.
Yeah, there's 200 souls, so that should be 3.
200 solves.
200 solves, James.
5, James.
This is why I didn't do maths past the age of 16.
Well, the math major in me is scolding James and failing him for that assignment of multiplication. But
It's okay, we'll have 1.4 PLL skips then.
all right. Someone in chat says, but you're an accountant.
That is true. I use a calculator every day.
So the hard part is setting up the formulas. He knows how to do the Excel math, not
James,
the,
James, we've got commentary.
pen and paper stuff.
Why is this one a different color?
You've got to make it spicy, James.
Felix wants it spicy.
Yeah.
How spicy can you make it?
All right, so we have gotten a specific request, very special request from a cuber that, he's from down under. Not all of you may have heard of him, but his name is Felix Zemdegs. We have a request to make it, quote, spicier.
And
end quote.
flavorful.
And flavorful. And so, to try to spice up this commentary, we've got a little bit of information about each of these competitors to sort of give you an understanding of who they are, what they're like. And we're off in the finals. We're introducing the organizers right now. They're going to be the judges for this event. We've got Luis Inanez on the left, former board member, and then on the right we've got Alberto Perez Terradafio,
Nice.
current board member.
Right. If you haven't already, share the stream with your friends, put it on your Facebook, share it on Twitter. We want as many people watching this final as possible. Make sure all the cubers you know are watching this stream. It's going to be really exciting. And with
Share it on the WCA like Facebook. Oh right, yeah, I do that. So it's very.
with so many competitors in this final, we could have a couple of huge upsets. So stick around for the whole thing, and we'll see how it goes.
No, it's like an accessory to the other crime.
One of those events where you know who's going to be at the top or once you get to the top. Like you go
Remember Canada voted for Trump?
go anyway. Antoine.
Welcome to the WCA European Championship 2018 3x3 final. Our first competitor, qualifying in 20th place, all the way from Canada, Antoine Canting.
Where my intro music
There he is.
I'll do it for the next set.
Antoine is one of two
Qualifying
competitors
in
who are
19th place from
the-
Russia, Andre Che.
So Antoine is the only Canadian here, so unfortunately there'll be no one cheering for him at this competition, except our local North American boys.
Well, everybody likes Canada, don't they?
Right, Canada is one of the most well-liked countries in this world. We've got him full screen right now, so
How much is the lag? Should I just
hopefully
watch
you'll
it?
have a good view of the song.
about a second.
Cameras are fixed,
Then I'll
and
try
here
and
he
watch it.
is off onto this. Antoine is orange cross only, so you'll see him do it, but he will not do any other cross course, not even red. Q. 6-move Olel into a G perm.
Oh.
9.1 to start things off.
And here we've got Andre Che. In Russian, Cheya means champion, so all the Russians are hoping that Andre Che will be their champion this year.
Let's have some word art.
White cross.
There's a bit of
Ooh,
a
little
pause.
Hesitant F12.
Yeah, quite a few rotations as well here.
Ooh. Oh,
Very good last layer. Unfortunately, Solve was lost a bit earlier, so that's a 9.33.
2 9s to start with. Look like they're a little bit, well, maybe a bit nervous. Let's see how we continue. Antoine now for his second solve.
Antoine, in a second, you can see two cross pieces already made for him on the bottom of the cube. Things are off. His first pair transition is fantastic, and he's on Olel at 4, PL at 5, U perm, and he messed it up. Ending up with an H perm, getting a 10.55.
Shaking his head, yeah.
Right. I mean, with the 99 already, that just really puts him out of the picture.
All right, we're back on Andre now. And another fun fact about Andre. So in a final in one of the Russian championship, he got disqualified for jumping over a barrier right in the middle of the final. So
I did not know that was a thing.
yeah, only found that out recently.
Alright, let's see how he does on this one. Good start. A little lucky on F2L. Ooh.
And a U-turn for PLL, and that's a sub 8. So once again, a very nice last layer.
Spiffing. Absolutely spiffing.
Just from these two solves, it seemed like his last layer is his strongest.
Going on to Antoine's third solve. A lot of the pressure has to be off of him right now. Like, what would you be feeling in this type of situation with a 9 and a 10 already?
Yeah, you would probably be a little aggravated, frustrated, or you could turn it into positive thinking and be like, all right, 3 chances to do a good single. There we go.
He does exactly that, a 6.68 for Antoine. Fantastic PLL. We got a J from him on that one.
Back to Andre.
He looks very cool and relaxed right now. He's got his sunglasses on his polo. He seems very focused. He seems very confident with that inspection there. Oh, a bit of a lock up on
Still
cross.
lucky. Nice last layer though.
Very good last layer stuff. So we can definitely tell last layer is his strongest point, but if he can fix those pauses in F12, that'd be great.
So in this situation, Antoine, with that 6, with that 9, he really can pull it back. Assuming he gets.
I mean, another 6 in his background.
Antoine does not look like he's got the best of scrambles. He's on PLL at 5.5. 7.37. That's not a bad time, and you can definitely bring this back with another 7.
Got to stay hydrated. Good for performance.
Let's see how he does on this. Fourth solve.
So we can definitely see he's a white cross only solver.
Ooh, smooth F12. This could be a really good solve. Oh.
Still a decent time, 8.31, but rolls reverse there. Good F2L, bit of a lucky last layer.
Going back to Antoine, you can see that his best possible average is 776, and so he still has a chance to get something good. I mean, assuming he gets the 6 counting. One thing about Antoine as well is that he's been in Europe for just about 2 weeks now, and so he does not have jet lag at this point. So
Still, I mean, it were some quite long days, so the fatigue is maybe still playing a role.
Right, and you can see that like pause right now. Messed up cross a little bit. Finishing off with a 9.29. Antoine Fontaine.
Andre still looking calm and collected.
Yep, it looks like he's already locked in a high 8 average, but he can definitely make that a low 8 average if he gets a good time on this last solve.
Smooth F2L. A little lucky last layer again. It's definitely a low 8 average.
Yep, so it looks like it's going to be an 8.25 average. Yep, there it is. So as we can see, our first 2 set of results are in, and pretty good start from our finalists.
Yeah. A good bar to set at the very start, 825 and 863. They're not going to win this championship, but they are going to be able to get some decent results in. We're going to have James announce the next 2 seeds.
So it's 8.3 and 8.29.
Close. No, they were shared tie. It's a 3-way tie actually.
Yeah. Gemeswab, having low 8s very early on just means that this final
And
is
now,
pretty intense.
qualifying in 18th place with an 8.30 average from Poland, Maciej Czapiewski. And qualifying with an 8.29 average from Germany, Henry Gerber.
Henry's good at everything. Is he? I feel like I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
solve with an 8.55. Fun fact about Mache is that, despite how young he looks, he is older than Kevin Gerhardt, which we'll see later in the show.
With a full beard.
And now we have Henry Gerber, a really solid all-rounder. He actually podiumed in feet, coming second at this European Championship.
Solid start.
Pretty solid last lap, bit of a lock-up on PLL.
Very similar times for both competitors coming into this. Mache with his eyes on 2x2 and Skube. Unfortunately, Mache did not do very well in 2x2 finals with 245. And this is his only other final apart from 4x4 where he got 13. So he's really hoping to get something good here.
There he is.
It's a little slower returner than other competitors here.
Yeah, locks up a few times. Only a 9.
And
That doesn't mean his 8.5 is counting for him. Sorry, guys.
It's okay, Keaton. So Henry, one of his other main events is Megaminx. He used to hold the national record before Kevin Gerhardt decided to practice and beat him very handily. And Henry just missed out on podium, coming 4th this time around as well.
Ooh, very smooth. Quite a few pauses though.
Yeah, quite a lot of moves as well in
Yeah.
this solve. But he's messed up
And
a
he
G-perm.
just-
Yeah. We all know that feeling when a G-perm goes wrong, and it's starting.
The one good thing about that 21-second solve is that, because of the incredible cheering, nobody in the back knows what the hell
They
Henry
are
Gerber
so
just
confused
got.
right now.
True.
Mache with not a good transition between him first cross and first pair, but very smooth last layer.
I haven't been running.
I believe he did 2 PLLs there for that 889 and an 8 turn.
Or maybe it was a cross mistake, seeing maybe it was an M2, U2, M2.
Potentially.
8.84.
Henry looks very nervous. He's quite stoic. I don't know how he performs in finals. I've never really seen him. He gets overshadowed by the other Germans, like the Byers and Connie and Kevin. So let's hope he can perform better on this solve. Hasn't lost the average just yet.
A couple pauses, but seems pretty smooth. Oh.
Oh, and he forgot to do PLL.
Oh no! Accounting 21.
That is not what he wants in the. You can put DNF in and it works. DNF, yeah, it works.
Painful.
As long as you use my
Very
example,
painful.
If you put DNF, it'll work.
Oh my god.
So, just as a note, Mache in the last round got an 830 average, which is very good for him. In his previous competitions, his best average was 813, so he doesn't average, at least officially, much faster than that. Good transitions. Bill at 6, here's a 7.5. Solid result by Mache.
Yeah. That's a good one for him.
So I think all the nerves have gone from Henry right now.
Yeah.
He has no nerves. The average is long gone. No chance of even coming 19th now, I think. Well, somebody else could DNF and get a 20.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. But
He could get 2 4s, and I don't.
I
think
reckon
that would...
I reckon he's gonna try and TPS
Yeah.
and get a 5, make up for his past mistakes.
Just go for
It
single
reminded me
now.
of Von der Vindre from Nats 2015 with that 558 and the 17 immediately after.
Just turn fast. Don't stop. Oh. All right.
All right, not bad. Decent recovery.
So final solve, best possible average
So his best
833.
is a 12.59.
Slot him in the 3rd place.
I don't know what to say about
833,
that.
that would
Or
probably be
second
enough
place,
for the sub top, right?
Or that would put him in the 2nd place right now. after Andre, but ahead of Antoine and Henry. Good transition.
Yeah, some pauses there. That's his third A-perm.
But fairly consistent. It doesn't seem to be terribly surprising for him.
One more solve, just
Yeah. Does it? I don't think he looks like he wants to be up there right
No.
now. But yeah. Wait, so his best is a low 12 average. That means
time above 12.5.
yeah. So I could be that. I should be
Yeah.
up there in the final right now. Just for clarity, I came about 140th in the last round.
Oh no. So what is it? 12.59 average. $79.
Yeah.
It is a real shame to see such a good solver just end with a 21 counting. But
Something to remember, but not the greatest
Right.
thing to be remembered for.
right, I mean, in the case of Pavon Revenger, like I said before, at least he had that 5 in that round, which was 4th in the world at the time. So, fairly solid results.
And now from Sweden, qualifying in 16th place, also with an 8.29 average, Jakob Gunnarsson. And qualifying in 15th place from Ireland, also with an 8.25 average, Kieran Ben.
We've got the English and Irish crowd right behind us. So, if you hear some cheering, it's because of that. A little bit of information about Jakob Gunnarsson before he does his first solve. He apparently started solving in 2015 and is a fantastic all-rounder. He does have the best sum of ranks in Sweden. And we're fairly certain he does white and yellow crosses, but we're not 100% sure. He does do yellow on this one with a very good first
Yeah, the
transition.
start was really good.
And the back end of the solve, not so much. Ending with an 830,
Solid start.
837.
And now we're on to Kieran. Not much to say about him really. He's a dominant force in Ireland, owns pretty much all of the national records.
Very
Holds-
good at big cubes.
Yeah, extremely good. In fact, won 5x5 and 6x6 here at this very European Championship and does only green cross.
I did not know that. Ooh, nice start. Solid start, solid start.
Yep, he has a very interesting turning style. Looks pretty ugly, but gets good times. So
Again, going back to Jakob, just like Maciej, like we were talking about earlier, Jakob got a very good average from him. His PB average is 809 overall, which is NR for Sweden. And with the 829 that he got in the final, in the semifinals, very good result from him. His best in the competition. Decent start.
Yeah, shaking, locking, but still 824. Probably not unhappy about that one still.
Kieran's in the mood. He's nodding his head.
giving a little wink to somebody over
Yeah. Smiling.
there. Yeah, I think he thrives. He's nervous, but he loves these finals really.
Mm-hmm. Fairly quick inspection, we'll see. Ooh. Oh, a little lucky. Solid finish.
Yep, another great time from him, showing off his talent so far.
Like I was saying earlier, Kieran's a great dark horse for this competition and has a good shot at the podium.
So, third solve for Jakob. Yeah.
Henry Gerber was able to get a 743 on this, so with similar crosses.
Yeah, you can see that he's really nervous, you know, these tiny shakes, tiny lockups.
Right. I mean, the closest he's probably gotten to this has been one of those Swedish competitions with head-to-heads, and so, you know, with a small crowd like that, it's very different on this type of stage.
Somebody's just asked who's commentating. So for the yellow stage, we have Keaton Ellis and Eric Ackerstein commentating, and on the left stage, we have Danny and myself, James Malloy. Just waiting for Kieran's last solve to come
He's
up.
definitely in the mood. He's like shaking his head. This is third solve.
Yep,
Oh.
yeah, indeed. He doesn't even listen to music or anything.
He's got
just,
all.
yeah, very
He's ready.
confident,
Yes.
ready to go. Doesn't like this inspection. And that's the problem with doing only one cross color. It doesn't
Yeah.
give you many options at all.
I think he's trying to turn fast to compensate, but it's not working.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Bad third solve from him, but he knows the...
He couldn't save this average.
Yeah, definitely. He knows the scramble was bad, so he'll just move on.
Fourth scramble for Jakob. We'll see what he can do.
We checked his results, and this is his first major final. And so, like, not being accustomed to sort of the pressure and the waiting between all the solves can really get to someone, and it's very noticeable here.
Oh, yeah. 10:05.
Exactly, something worse.
Why is like every solve in this round having no fun?
So Kieran will have that 9-second solve in the past now. Looking forward to this one.
Ooh, off to a good start. Well, around 6. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, he had a few pauses at the end there. Normally his OLL and PLL transitions are really excellent, but not so much on that one.
So you can see that Jakob's got min 855, but max 916. So you know, I think no matter what happens, he's going to come out of this with a decent average and a decent feeling about how he did at this comp.
Yeah, no matter what happens, he'll probably use this competition as, learning basis for upcoming competitions.
Right. And, you know, he's been getting fast pretty quickly. He started in 2015, and so being in a major final just a couple years later is really something incredible.
All right. Seems like the pressure really got a little bit to him, but not as bad as to Henry, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I think no matter
Was
what,
at
this
least
average is
able
going to
to
be
finish
fairly
this
decent.
Yep. Worst case scenario, we're going to have like a mid-8 average, so
Yeah.
that'll put himself in decent contention so far. But as we know, there are loads of really good cubers coming up.
Yeah.
So he'll definitely look to get his best solve here.
Little pause in F2L.
Bit of a lock up there at the end, but overall, really good time. Gets a solid average, very low 8.
Kieran finishing off with an 806 average there.
And up next, qualifying in 14th place with an 8.20 average from Spain, Dario Sanchez.
Clearly the home favorite in this one. He's the highest rated Spaniard, or the only in the final, which means that he's going to have the home crowd to his advantage. He's used that earlier in 4x4.
And qualifying in 13th place with an 8.13 average from France, Pablo Contreras.
The country right next door. He's going to be also having a very nice home crowd.
And especially the French, they're always very, patriotic always cheering very loudly for their own countrymen.
Absolutely. They're going to be cheering for Carlier as well. And, you know, after the performance that some Frenchmen have had recently, I don't know if he podiumed for 4x4, but still had some decent results.
Good start, good start.
Yeah,
Yeah, 706.
706. That's a good start for the rest of his average. Not too fast to make him nervous, but fast enough to be in the race.
And now we've got Pablo Contreras. He is I've never seen him perform in a final before.
He looks very young.
Yep, and he looks extremely nervous. Trying to get into the music, trying to just get focused on the solve. Let's see how he can do.
A little locky. think the nerves are getting to him.
Yeah, you can see he was turning very slowly there and just gets in with that sub turn.
So Dario up with the best start so far.
He got national record average in the second round with the 738. They were some nice scrambles, but it is a strong performance by him.
Especially with Dario. I mean, he's an outgoing type of guy, so I think he's one of those that can put the pressure and the cheering to his advantage, really.
Although he is shaking.
Very
crazy right now. 8:28 is still a fine time, though.
Yeah. Even if that's counting as
Pablo
not a
looking
disaster.
very stoic.
Yep, he is. He actually made the second place finish in the French Championship just earlier this year, and got his PB average in that final. And I know they do 2 at a time finals, so he's experienced this before, but he's made this final. He's got some PBs here to make this final, so yeah, he'll be very nervous. And let's see if he can catch
Keep it
up.
together.
Yeah.
Doesn't look happy. Quite a few pauses.
Yeah, he's shaking his head there. I think the nerves are probably getting to him. But he's looking into the crowd and getting some familiar faces in, so just trying to bring it back to earth.
So an interesting thing about Dario is that he's stated publicly on Instagram that he says this is going to be his last major competition. In 2018 is the last year of competing.
That should have been a low 7.
Quite
That's
lucky.
a painful solve to watch.
Was that a U-perm?
Yeah, that was a U-perm. That was the counterclockwise one too. That's the nicest housing book.
Pablo just getting into the music here. Really going to try and improve. I wonder if he can get a descending average. Keep getting faster and faster.
Yeah. Quite probable.
Just a reminder to anyone, if you've got friends who like cubing or you know anyone who might want to watch or be watching now, just send them this link, get them in the stream and follow, because we'll definitely be having more of these types of things in the future.
Very slow start.
Yeah, it looks like he...
cross at 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems to have sort of given up the ghost of it. The turning is smooth once he gets into the solve, but it's taking a while to get to that point.
So Dario for his 4th solve, if he can make that 7 counting somehow, then he's back in the game. But he really needs to pull off something good here to be able to mix up in the top.
At the very least, be able to get a counting 7 to sort of boost his rankings. Not bad. Oh, and he did make a count.
Oh, is that a penalty? No, that's a penalty.
You can't even tell it's a plus.
That is an 8.
Yeah.
8.94 for Dario.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is painful. That might cost him, if not a podium, a really nice spot.
I think that might have been a PLL skip. I couldn't see any transition between doing OLL to PLL. But I know he does have a good transition, so he might have just gone straight into it.
I think if he has a nice scramble, he could pull off a really nice single. His turning is really smooth when he gets into it.
Yeah, and smooth turning for a finals is definitely like, really useful. The nerves get to you a bit less, and your look ahead really flows. His PB single at the moment is 6.85, so definitely beatable. Yeah, much better, sub 8.
Stone cold getting that 7. Hopefully Dario can keep his nerves together as well. It's got to be painful just having that single and missing it. And with that lefty, G-perms,
and another penalty.
Another +2. Lockups for 2 solves, +2s for 2 more. That's a heartbreaking way to end the round for Dario, but Dario ending things off with an 8.49 average.
That's my PB. No +2s there, by the way.
Now we're moving on to Pablo's last solve, so Let's see if he can beat that 7 and maybe get it counting.
A little locky throughout the whole solve. Not quite.
Much better start, but still an 8, so 9.34 average. Not going to win with that, but good performance at the end nonetheless.